Gohan is one of the most tragic characters in Dragon Ball Z, and not because he was weak, but because the world around him never understood his true strength. Gohan was born with unmatched potential, rage, instinct, hidden talent that even Goku couldn't match. But somewhere along the way, that fire got completely smothered. Why? Because everyone decided that Gohan should be something safer, something smarter, more normal, something like a scholar or a student, another kid who fits into a box society created for him. And that's the most heartbreaking part about the character. Education didn't really guide Gohan, it ended up containing him. It told him stop being who you naturally are and start being who the world prefers. The literal strongest fighter of his generation was told to sit still, memorize facts, take tests, and to follow rules for people nothing like him. And that's the philosophy hiding inside his story. When you force everyone into the same box, you slowly kill their unique potential. Not everyone learns the same, thinks the same, or even thrives the same. And the world still tries to make us believe that success only comes through one narrow path: grades, degrees, and approval. And Gohan in Dragon Ball Z is the perfect metaphor for that. A monster of potential forced into normalcy, until he literally forgot how powerful he was. And that's what happens to a lot of us in real life too. So many don't become who they're really meant to be, because the system constantly teaches us to shrink ourselves, to silence our gifts, and to trade our passions for safety. But every single time Gohan snapped, and every time the world pushed him too far, his real self broke through again. Because potential doesn't die, it gets buried until you stop apologizing for who you are. You don't have to fit into a box, and you don't have to follow the path they expect from you. Your potential is bigger than every rule they gave you. And the moment you stop letting the world define your limits, you finally remember what you were always meant to become.
Christ's love isn't like everybody else's love. It's not like the world's love. The world's love loves you when you do things right or when you do things with them. But as soon as you make a mistake, they take that love away. But what I've experienced with the love of Christ is that it loves first. It loves through wrongdoing. It loves when you shouldn't be loved anymore. It's unconditional. And that's the love that I believe is going to change the world and has changed me.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Micaiah. I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black.
Yo, Sasha here. Excuse me? Supermodels do not fly business class. Now, I'm not gonna demand a private jet, but I think Jag could at least spring for first class.
And today I am bringing you all another video diving into the unreached potential of Gohan, because the Dragon Ball franchise did not do him justice. I feel like he could have been utilized a lot more. He was pitched to be elite, and I understand that a lot of beloved Dragon Ball fanatics love Goku. I love Goku, okay? I love Goku. Dragon Ball Z was the first anime I've ever watched, so I understand. However, two people could be in the forefront, and I feel like they should have pitched it that way instead of just completely diminishing Gohan's aura, because they really screwed it all up. But before we dive deeper into the video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to see more of me. And if you're new, hey, and if you're a returner, I really, truly appreciate the love. If you are new, you should know I do an array of topics. I am extremely diverse. I do nerdy topics, nostalgic topics, and conscious topics. Plus, I dibble and dabble with their vlogs. So if you're interested in any of those facets, then you'll most definitely love it over here. I'm your girl. And if you get the chance, please check out my social media platforms down within the description box, where I display my passion for fashion along with other interests that I have. So let's get back into the video. Gohan's lost potential in the Dragon Ball franchise is one of the most prominent what-ifs discussed in the history of anime. He was depicted not just as Goku's son, but as someone who was meant to surpass him. The storyline provided us with insights into the greatness before shifting focus away from it. The unreached potential of Gohan represents one of the most bittersweet arcs in Dragon Ball Z, a narrative centered around a character designed to exceed all others, yet constrained by circumstances, narrative decisions, and his personal aspirations. From the outset, Akira established Gohan as the selected one. As a young boy, his concealed strength astonished experienced fighters. From his initial introduction in Dragon Ball Z, Gohan's hidden strength was regarded as remarkable. At the age of 4, he delivered a headbutt to Raditz that astonished both him and Piccolo. On Namek, his moments of fury matched those who had experience in combat. His potential was not merely talk, it was consistently demonstrated in combat. Toriyama himself hinted that Gohan possessed the ability to surpass everyone, even Goku. He possessed an innate ability surpassing that of Goku or Vegeta, unrefined potential driven by emotional surges. The storyline consistently suggested he would become the supreme guardian of Earth. The Cell games represented Gohan's pivotal moments, marking his initial transformation in Super Saiyan 2. Thematically, it was flawless, symbolizing the transition of power from Goku to the subsequent generation. Gohan effortlessly defeated Cell once he harnessed his anger. For numerous fans, this was the instant when the narrative could have been pivoted to focus on Gohan as the primary hero. Gohan embodied balance, intellect, compassion, and power. Witnessing him fail to fulfill his anticipated potential felt like a violation of the initial narrative. Enthusiasts anticipated a future in Dragon Ball led by Gohan. What transpired was his gradual retreat into the shadows, while Goku reclaimed the spotlight. Rather than progressing in his new position, Gohan's training significantly diminished. The Buu saga transformed him into a scholar and a source of comedic relief for extended periods. Even Ultimate Gohan, his mystic enhanced form, was underutilized as he lost his drive following his short-lived supremacy over Super Buu. It seemed as though the writers placed a crown upon his head only to swiftly take it back. Gohan was the sole Z-fighter, possessing a unique combination of raw potential, intelligence, and emotional depth, making him suitable to lead the series. His character development could have illustrated a hero who harmonized intellect with combat prowess, a novel approach compared to Goku's passion for fighting. However, the franchise chose to return to the well-known pattern of Goku saves the day. Gohan's narrative reflects reality. Potential is meaningless without ongoing growth. Occasionally, life, or in the instance, the writers, divert you from your intended course. Moreover, at times, your individual joy, education, family, takes precedence over sheer strength, although fans continue to hope he could possess both. Gohan's loss transcends mere power levels. It encompasses the promise of the narrative. Fans have invested in his development as a hero of the new generation. His journey reflects real life in a disheartening manner, witnessing a talented individual fail to reach their complete potential due to priorities, surroundings, or lack of support. Gohan had the potential to be the future of the Dragon Ball franchise, embodying a blend of intellect and physical power, strategy, and might. However, he ultimately became a symbol of unfulfilled potential in the anime realm. Gohan had the potential to be the most formidable and versatile hero in Dragon Ball. However, he ultimately became a representation of unrealized possibilities. Now, I am a Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super fanatic lover. I don't tolerate any Dragon Ball hate. I love Dragon Ball Z down. I love Dragon Ball Z down. However, something that is very hard for me to get over is how they did my boy Gohan. How they did Gohan was unacceptable. It was despicable. It was ridiculous. It's something hard for me to get over even to this day.
To this day. To this day.
At my big age, because even when I go back and watch the Cell Saga and all these different moments, it's just very hard for me to get over this. Very hard for me to get over this. How he goes from being an elite to being a goofball.
Gohan was 11 years old when he achieved Super Saiyan 2
and beat Cell.
The whole Earth was on his back at the age of 11 years old, and he conquered.
And we've seen how they pitched it for the Cell Saga. Gohan was stronger than Goku during the Cell Saga. Gohan didn't even realize his own potential even at that time. I like how they pitched it. He was this shy kid, more into the books, more not as like in your face as Goku is, but he didn't even realize his own strength. That's how strong he was. They could have took that in so many different directions, but no. They made him corny. They made him a goofball. And I have a problem with this to this day. To this day. Future Gohan was more elite than Gohan in present time with how he ended up going in the trajectory. I love that they had him where Chi-Chi wanted him in the books. I thought that was beautiful. But he could have been a bookworm, had the brains, had all the knowledge, but also be elite at the same time. Whereas Goku, you know, he wasn't so bright, but he was very strong. They could have did that where he was far from his father and different, but he was still elite and still strong. He had Piccolo as his mentor. He was just so elite. And they did him wrong. They did him. Oh, I will stay on that hill. I will stay on that hill. I will never understand this. I don't care if people did not want Gohan to be the face anymore. They could have balanced it where Goku was still here and Gohan was still here as well. They could have done it that way. And this is one thing that is very hard for me to get over. Very, 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 very hard for me to get over. So I thank you all for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. Please leave your thoughts and perspectives on this matter. I just wanted to come on here and rant. That is kind of what a lot of my commentary videos are, either to rant or talk about things that interest me. So if you were interested in this, please leave your thoughts and perspectives, because I'm open to hearing all thoughts and perspectives. But we must be respectful down within the comment section. We all deserve respect. That's what we're all entitled to as human beings. And I want you all to remember that you are loved by the God who created the universe. He made you for such a special purpose. There's no mistake about you. So let your light shine bright. And I thank you all for sharing this precious, precious moment with me. Stay blessed, everyone.